Good morning, everyone. It is nice to have you here, and I hope you have a blessed week. This week, I'm going to use all five this weekdays to give the five principles that most guides my giving in finances. So, obviously, you can apply this to other areas of your life, and also, it's almost a bit difficult to make a distinction between some of these principles because they interlink, but I'm going to try my best. So, the first principle that I want to speak to you about today is faith. That is one of the big areas that always guides my giving. Now, let's read from Romans 1, verse 17. It says, "For in the gospel, a righteousness which God ascribes is revealed." So it's a righteousness that God ascribes, both springing from faith and leading to faith, disclosed through the way of faith that arouses to more faith. As it is written, the man who through faith is just and upright shall live and shall live by faith. Let's read the King James as well. "For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith." So if you are the just, which you are when you're a believer in Christ, God says that He gives us the righteousness. It is a righteousness that God gives for those who believe in the finished work of Jesus. So if you are a believer in Jesus Christ, the righteousness of God is ascribed to you, and it gives you the ability to live by faith. When you do not believe in Christ, you cannot live by faith because you need to be obedient, to some law or the law of Moses or something. But when you are redeemed from the law, then you need a new set of rules, if I can say it like that, to live by. Where do you live by? It is like Romans 8 that says that we are no longer dictated by the law, but we are dictated by the Spirit of life, the law of the Spirit of life. So there's a new law operating in our lives, and it is the Spirit of life that is operating, and we then operate, our currency is faith. So we do not do things to please God, and then when we get to giving, I do not give to please God. I do not give to gain righteousness. I do not give to gain even a favor with God. I have favor with God, my trust in God, my faith in God, my heart, the attitude of my heart, that gives me favor with God. But faith, to give Him faith, is something that we keep on pushing. So let's say you start with 5 Rand. It might be that giving 10 Rand is really stretching your budget. But sometimes you just need to do it, even if the outcome is unsure, even if the outcome is not what you don't know yet, it is unseen. You have a trust and a promise from God, and that you will grow in something, and He's leading you into something bigger, but you don't yet know the outcome and when it's going to be. Then by faith you give. Sometimes giving by faith puts you in a tight spot, but not necessarily always. So it can be, let's say you're used to giving 500 Rand in an offering, and it is just something you're used to, but at some stage you feel, listen, now I need to give 1,000 Rand in the offering. Maybe you have quite a bit of money, and 1,000 Rand is still, it doesn't really faze you to give 1,000 Rand in an offering. But you are stretching yourself to go from 500 Rand to 1,000 Rand. It's just an example. It can be 5 Rand to 10 Rand. Whatever it is that sometimes stretches you. So sometimes faith puts you in a position where maybe you don't have anything left after giving that 1,000 Rand. But it does not mean that it is everything that you always give. Sometimes it is just taking that next step to say, okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to give a little bit more. So for today, is there a place where you can do something in faith? Obviously, we're speaking about finances. Maybe it is time for you to give somewhere in finances, but maybe just that extra step that you need to do for a relationship, and in the time that you make available to someone or to God, do something in faith that takes a little bit maybe more than what you are used to. Bless you. See you tomorrow.